Yo, what is up, Cowboys Nation, man? It's your boy Jay Tuck, and you see I got my dogs with me. CFT, DMV in the building. We are gearing up for Sunday to kick off, man. Before we start, man, how y'all feeling, man? Because we've been through a lot. And we are finally here, man. How y'all feeling, bro? Yeah, man. It really has, man. Like this off season has been very draining. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of us, man. Because a lot of us, we cover the draft in depth and everything. But it's like overall, man, like this, you know what I'm saying? Like it took a long time to get here, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. My dog Rom, how you feeling, man? I say I'm on mute. Hold on. They said that we on. They saying DMV is muted. Hold on. Let me see. Can y'all hear DMV now? Check. Can you hear him? CFT's muted. Oh. How are they muted? Y'all can't hear CFT? All right, hold up. They can only, let me see. Let me try this. Hold up. No audio. Let me see. Let me change something real quick.
They like who?
All right, can you hear him now?
What about now?
Flames in the chat if y'all can hear us, man.
Both are silent. How are they silent? And I'm able to hear them.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we good. All right, we good.
All right.
That was my end, man. So here's the thing that a lot of people don't know, right? So this is my fourth show today, and different people have different settings. So for one show, I have to turn my settings off on the, but we here, man. Forget all that, man. Light up the chat, man. I need to see stars in the chat. I need to see fire emojis in the chat because we got Cowboys football.
Reggae sound thing over there. Like,
Let's see. Let's see what we got. You say you hit him with some more fire. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Yeah, more fire. Now we lit, Cowboys Nation, man. But what's going on, everybody? Got my dog CFT, got my dog DMV in the building as we gear up for Sunday versus the Cleveland Browns. So we are going to break down this matchup in depth. But like we were saying, while we were kind of muted, it's been a long off season, man. So Rome, going back to the Green Bay situation, how are you feeling? Like the off season to leading up to Sunday, how are you feeling about this off season thus far? You know what I'm saying? Gearing up for Sunday.
I feel like the best analogy I can give people is you got a major test that you ain't studied for, but you crammed all night and somehow got like a B plus, and you don't know how you got that B plus because you ain't do none of the work you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
That's the Cowboys off season. We was playing around. We should have been studying back in March. Then we ain't studied before the draft. We ain't studied during the draft. We ain't studied post-draft. We ain't studied the top of training camp. Then right at the end of training camp, we got somebody's notes. We sat in the library. We started getting D tackles and veteran running backs. And all of a sudden, it started being like, yo, we might be able to do this. And all of a sudden, I don't know how we got a B+. I ain't going to call it an A yet. We're going to see if it's an A on Sunday when the product's on the field. But right now, I feel like somehow they got a B+ because the draft seems to hit. Somehow the right veterans was available. I don't know how the right veterans.
Right.
So it's like, how we get a B+? And you just like, man, don't talk about it.
Well, I'll tell you, bro, I'm gonna take that personal, right? And the reason why is because that's how I graduated college, man. I was that dude, man. That was how I graduated. That's how I took, man. My teacher could tell me that we have an exam and to study for it 3 months in advance. And sometimes it's the night before. I'm trying to get that paper down. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. As long as you're able to pass the test and get an A on it, it's perfectly fine. But I agree. But DMV, man, how are you feeling from this offseason to the draft to where we currently stand as we gear up for Sunday?
Yeah, like I was saying when I was muted, man, this was the longest offseason of all time, bro. And to Rome's point, I felt like we had a B+ up until Jerry had that stupid ass sit down with Stephen A. Smith yesterday. Like, I just feel like we have so much to prove. We have a big chip on our shoulder.
Yeah. So let me pause y'all there. Did y'all watch the interview? I didn't touch it. I ain't see not a name.
bro.
Nah, I couldn't.
I'm on strike from dumb shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm on strike from dumb shit this off. Like, I'm done.
Nah, I
I'm
got
done.
that.
Not,
I don't know if y'all do. I got a couple people that send me clips that they think I would rock with. Jerry told on himself when he said, so when we pay Dak the next 5 years, I said, oh, you so old, you 40 and slipping now.
Yeah, just slipping.
You won't even realize you just said when we instead of if we. All right, he just goofy at this point.
Right.
I hate to say it, but I mean we all get older.
Mm-hmm.
I'm older than both of y'all, so it is what it is. And one day, hopefully, I'm 80 and can't remember stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get there, but right now, I just every time Jerry starts talking, like DMV said, it's like, here come the goofiness.
Right. Yeah. And like, listen, y'all, we are way too close to football on Sunday for me to care about Jerry and the circus. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we need to focus on Cleveland, which we'll talk about here in a second. But I ain't watched a second of the clip. I know people are making videos about Jerry said this. Bro, I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time for it because now our focus should be football. We'll get to all that later down the road. Yeah. But like I said, I think that, like Ron was saying as well, and DMV was saying, we are in a good spot as we gear up for Sunday. It took us a little bit, right? But there's still that lingering question. So DMV, I'm going to start with you because Jerry said 5 years, you know what I'm saying, or when we pay Dak. Do you think this deal gets done before the season, or is this going to be something that's going to drag out and be a dark cloud, which is my biggest concern about this season?
For me, I'm going to bet on dark cloud. But I'm also at the place where I just don't care. Mm-hmm. I'm at peace with it. Like, let's play this year out. Like, all I really care about is this year right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a fan, we got to get our get back. Look, I'm a boxing fan. I'm a big Devin Haney fan. Mm-hmm. So when he said he ain't want to fight Ryan Garcia again, I'm like, bro, what? Go get your get back.
Right.
Get it back in blood. Like, right now, Green Bay kicked our teeth in, bro.
Right.
Like, that's all I care about is that moment, how embarrassed I felt, and getting our get back. Right. So we sign them, we don't sign them. I mean, quite frankly, this front office, they've shown that they're inept when it comes to situations like this. I'm going to go with the bad side and just, if anything good happens, then, hey, I'm at peace. I'm just going to be at peace with the worst right now.
Right. Ron, what about you, man? What's your thoughts on this Dak deal? Does it get done? Because me personally, I feel like if it's not done tomorrow, it's a wrap. I'm over it. Don't want to hear nothing. I'm not sending another tweet about it and another video about it. What is your thoughts on this Dak deal? Does it get done tomorrow or before we kick off on Sunday, or is it going to carry out and linger throughout the season?
I think it's going to get done. And okay. I'm literally leaning on Dak Prescott. Mm-hmm. Dak Prescott did something that definitely you have been begging Dak to do for the longest last week. When he finally sent the shot back at the Jones family. Mm-hmm. And it was like, when he was like, what I'm saying, I guess that's how, when they asked him if the deal's going to get done, and how does that make him feel? Mm-hmm. And he was basically, what I'm saying, if it don't get done, it just lets me know how you feel about it. Right. It was like the first time I heard him say something directly to the Jones family.
Right.
Then today, it's a quote floating around right before we got on here. Basically, you see, if you go look at Dak's smile that's floating around on social media in the interview, it's the goofiest cheese smile. It's the I won.
Right.
Now, he ain't say I got the deal, but you not cheesing that hard and so jovial if things ain't moving in the right direction. They asked him straight up, so how you feeling today? And he was like, hey, man, feelings change day to day. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like I felt last week. And I'm like, oh, you getting what you wanted. You might not. Last week they was trying to play. And now, over the course of a week, I don't know what happened. I don't know if somebody had to shake Stephen Jones. I don't know who's really the holdup. Mm-hmm. But there's certain things that are just, where there's smoke, there's fire. Bro, it ain't this many people feeling like the Dak deal is getting done just randomly. We didn't get a memo sent out like when you at work.
Right.
And you got a meeting at 2:00 and you ain't know. Like, everybody yesterday just felt like it was a good thing. Mm-hmm. Like, to the point where we was literally like, you got Hellman saying something and Belt saying something and the barbecue pitmaster is saying something. like I was like, yo, man, it's too much smoke. Why is Stephen Stephen A. Smith randomly in Dallas?
Right.
Because Jerry likes to roll out situations. He wanted this to look like it's down to the last minute. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking to the biggest, his quote unquote enemy of the Cowboys, He wants this to, like you said, it's a zoo.
Right.
He wants the zoo to continue. He what's the head ringmaster?
The ringmaster.
Yeah.
The ringmaster.
Yeah, so he doing his best ringmaster rendition, and I think that somewhere along the course of this, the actual business, because I don't think Jerry's involved in the business.
Mm-hmm.
I think Stephen Jones and Todd France, I think they hammered this out.
Right.
And I think Dak heard something because he's not Dak he got a good poker face.
Mm-hmm.
He would not have gave that goofy. The smile was like, I mean, he literally said, "Me and CD be practicing in the Dak yard." He said, "But sometimes it gets so hot we got to go to high school gym." He said, "Yeah, but with the new money, I probably could put a 10 over it." I'm like, "Yo, why you talk about that money comfortably now, ain't you?"
Right. Yeah.
So how's it gonna happen? Is he too comfortable now?
Yeah, I'm with. I feel like it's a 50-50 coin flip, man. Like I feel like I feel like tomorrow is the day. Now here's what I love, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we got some division foes kicking off tomorrow. I would love right before they get ready to kick off over in Brazil, around all them BBLs, Jerry just drops that bomb, Dak's on breaking news, Ian Rappaport, and everyone turns their attention to the Cowboys and takes it off the Packers. Maybe that since we don't play the Packers, maybe that's the get back right there. Take all the attention away from the game.
That's how you make the trip worth it. You sign the quarterback, everybody get on the plane. Morale is up. Let's go handle business now.
Right. Our quarterback is signed. He's sealed, delivered. We got CD.
Everybody campaigning at this point, Tuck. Brandon Cooks was out there spitting hot fire.
Yeah, he dropped some bars, man. I was like, okay, Cooks.
I was unfamiliar with his game.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like Shaq. I was unfamiliar with your game.
Right. Yeah.
So it's too many things going in the right direction. Jerry would have to know that if he doesn't get the deal done, he might as well just it's like pulling the plug out of a drain.
Right.
He would be taking the momentum out of the season. Because everyone, it ain't just us feeling it. I'm sure the players on the team is like, but this deal got to be done.
Right.
If you don't get it done, it's deflating.
It is. And I think not only just for the players, for us as the fan base. Now, I know there's some people probably in the chat across all three of the channels. I don't want to sign that. We don't worry about that.
Yeah,
right? But for the majority of the fan base, we want to get this deal done with Dak. And what I don't want is after every game, a question about Dak's contract. I want the focus to be purely on football moving forward as we gear up for Sunday. So, yeah, man, I'm hoping prayers, y'all. We need a prayer circle in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Light your candles.
Put up the prayers emojis, baby.
Put the prayer.
Emojis,
pray your hands all in the chat, y'all, because we believe in the power of prayer to get our quarterback done, so that way we can just focus on purely football and not have this circus. But we just have to sit back and wait and see. Now, as we gear up for Sunday versus the Cleveland Browns, DMV, I'm going to kick this over to you, right? Because I've been trying to tell people, I laugh and joke about little nooner teams and, you know what I'm saying, kind of, Cleveland or whatever, right? But I will say this, y'all. This ain't a team that you can sleep on. This is not a team that you can sleep on. This is going to be a tough game on Sunday. So overall, DMV, what is your thoughts as we gear up for Cleveland?
I'm with you. I'm expecting a tough, low-scoring game, like one of those it comes down to the last possession type game. A very physical game. Cleveland, they like to run the football. They like to do a lot of gap scheme stuff. On the defensive side of the ball, they like to hit. It's going to be one of those games that typically us Cowboys hate. You know what I'm saying? Our team typically likes to be finesse. We like track meets. Track meet suit us. I could see this being a slow tempo type game where it just comes down to maybe who has the ball last or whose defense is playing better or who's running the ball more. I think that we can expect a early playoff type game, kind of how I'll expect the game to go tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Ron, what's your thoughts on the game, man?
I know usually I'm like, we about to drop 35 on them. Like that's usually my candor before games. But I really feel like this game in particular is less about Mike McCarthy and more about Mike Zimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Mike McCarthy's the known. We know how Mike McCarthy give it up. We know how Dak Prescott give it up. We know even if the offense starts a little bit slow, outside of a complete meltdown, that they'll start to figure some things out similar to last year. So I'm not really worried about the offense. I'm more concerned with, I'm not even concerned is the wrong word. I'm more excited to see what's going to go on with our defense because I want to see if our philosophy has changed.
Right.
Last year, the biggest thing that we lacked was discipline. There was no type of discipline with doing your job. It was a whole lot of freelancing. You're allowed to do stunts whenever you want to, and you can jump routes whenever you want to, and you can just let people skirt out the back of the backfield and like all kinds of different things where people was just kind of going for theirs, looking for that highlight, chasing a certain thing. I want to see if what we've been hearing and what they've been talking about out of Oxnard and training camp, as far as Mike Zimmer's brought in a whole lot of discipline, a whole lot of make sure you do your job so your teammate can have success. I want to see that in action, especially with our starters. We got flashes of it in the preseason. It was different to see how our defense was deployed. I just want to see it versus a team that has really good pieces, especially in the receiving room.
Right.
You know, now we do have. I'll maybe tip the conversation this way. We do have one advantage. Even if Deshaun Watson is healthy, Deshaun Watson has had 0 snaps with his receiving core this entire offseason because he hasn't really been throwing because he was recovering from that shoulder surgery.
Right.
And when he did get on the field, then one of his was either Judy or Elijah Moore or who was it? Amari Cooper. They weren't all on the field at the same time. So they might have this situation like we did last year where that offense might start clicking, but that won't be our problem. That might be week 4.
Right.
You know, so maybe we can catch them if we can be on point defensively. We can catch a offense trying to find itself. We get in there, play a close game like DMV was alluding to. Get out of there with the win. Don't worry about style points. We'll do that later in the year.
Right.
You go into a tough environment, get the win, the gritty win, and let's get out of there. And you know what I'm saying? Let's move on. Let Aubrey go ahead and kick us a little game-winning field goal.
And get up out of there, right? And I agree with y'all because I feel like for the Cowboys, when it comes to this week 1 matchup versus the Browns, everything we talked about trying to improve this offseason is going to be tested. So we put an emphasis on getting tougher on the offensive line. So we wouldn't draft Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe. Well, you're going against a solid defensive front when it comes to the Cleveland Browns. We already know what they have, you know, with Myles Garrett on the off the edge, right? And then we talked about, okay, stopping the run. Well, they're going to try to run the ball directly at us. Now I know that Nick Chubb is going to be out, but they also have Jerome Ford out there, so they have a rotation. He's really good. He had 813 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he had he had a 23 plus explosive yards and 10 plus. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like it's going to be one of those where the average Cowboys fans might be, who is that? Where it's like, nah, he is one of those ones too. But they also have a new offensive coordinator in Ken Dorsey who came from he was last at Buffalo, right? But he coached Cam Newton, you know, when they went to the Super Bowl, right? And coached Josh Allen. So, you know, they got some talent on the offensive side of the ball. So defensively, like you said, Rome, are you going to play with gap integrity? Are you going to, you know, and that's the thing. And that's the thing I want to see because one, you haven't really seen this Dallas Cowboys defense, specifically the starters. But my biggest question mark, which I want to, and this is where, you know, me, DMV, and a lot of others, we get the real film, right? This is the real film sessions that we get this week, right? Is when things start to unravel a little bit, are you going to stick and commit to what Zim is teaching, or are you going to get rattled and try to go back into some of your own ways? So, you know, body language, you know, playing the proper run fits, and all those things are going to be
far upfield.
Yeah, not getting too far upfield.
That's Micah's problem.
Right.
He up the field, 13 yards up the field in 2 seconds. Relax.
Right, because you're foaming at the mouth, just trying to make something happen, and now you're just focusing on getting to the quarterback while you left this huge run lane. So it's going to be interesting to watch. So I think this is going to be a quality matchup. And then you also talk about our secondary versus their wide receivers. I know we got Trayvon Diggs back, but it's first game back from ACL, right? So I'm not expecting Diggs to be Diggs. You lost DeRon Bland, unfortunately. So you're going to have Kalen Carson out there. You're going to have Jay Lou. But they're going to be matched up versus Amari Cooper, kind of redemption. You're going to have Jerry Jeudy and Elijah Moore. So they got some guys out there as well. So it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a very close matchup. I think the one thing that separates them, our 4 is better than their 4. And I don't care that he's been hurt, y'all. Even if he has glimpses of the pre-massage Houston 4 of Deshaun Watson, I'm still taking Dak Prescott. But I'm not going to act like that Houston 4 cannot be deadly as well.
Fact.
Nah, I want to say this real quick. I'll let DMV go. To your point about their receiving core and our corners, the biggest thing that I think Zim is going to do that's different is Zim is not married to man coverage and not making adjustments.
Right.
That's not his MO. So if something's not working, you're not just going to be like, hey, Kalen Carson, you got to stay in front of Jerry Jeudy, and I'm not going to save you. This is it. There's 4 quarters of just, if you going to get put in a blender, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So we might run some man, but I don't think that Zimmer is one of those DCs that's just like, because that was one of the most frustrating things with Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
We just would run man against all odds. Like, hey, man, this ain't the week.
Right.
We need to go into some zone. And it was like we just didn't have it in our arsenal.
Right.
I don't think that's the case no more. So I don't think we're going to be like, hey, Trayvon Diggs, that knee better be perfect because you got to stay in front of Amari Cooper. I don't think we're going to do that. I think some zone will be in play. That's just me.
Yeah, and let me ask you this. My guy Smoke just asked a good question about Njoku, right? Who's going to be on Njoku? When we launched the depth chart, and I'll start with you, DMV, because you covered him out of college. Were you shocked that Maris was the second linebacker over Overshown and also Demone?
Nah, I wasn't shocked. I mean, the reason I wasn't shocked is, like, when I saw it, I thought, okay, they drafted him for a reason. They brought him in for a reason. He was handpicked by them. Mm-hmm. Overshown was already here. Overshown was somebody that they inherited. But Maris is somebody that embodies everything they want to do. Mm-hmm. And so was not shocked to see that. And as a matter of fact, it makes me feel great about that draft pick. Makes me feel, look, I remember we was talking linebackers, Tuck, and at first I saw something in Maris. At first you didn't really see it, but I'm like, man, that dude talking, he communicating. I was just like, bro, have you seen this Maris dude? And it's like, it's a whole bunch of different linebackers, but he just is everything that Quinn, like, do you remember when, not Quinn, but do you remember when Mike Zimmer was first here? Not first, but remember when he had Datnewin and like Dexter Coakley and those guys like that?
Oh, you spitting now, DMV.
Yeah. Like back then, like nobody would have said that those 2 linebackers would have been like, nobody would have picked those guys first.
Right.
But they just bought into everything that he was. They flew around. They were fast linebackers. They were physical. And that's what he reminds me of. He reminds me of somebody that Zimmer would have. And so when we got him, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm just happy that it's panning out. And I think that it'll pay dividends.
How you feel about what Zimmer said when Maris had that quote earlier this week when he said Zimmer told him and Demario Overshown, he said, y'all just go out there and let it fly. Let me do all the thinking. I don't think that I know it sounds like a Dan Quinn bashing session. It's not. I'm just saying it's diametrically opposed because that's what we just had. I haven't heard those similar type of quotes come out from our players to have a coordinator say, don't worry about that. I got all the thinking.
Right.
You just go out there and do what I've been teaching.
Right.
It means accountability. It means accountability. It means that, you know what I'm saying, you guys, I'm going to take the pressure off of you guys. You guys go out there and do what you do. And I'm going to make sure that I put you in positions to look good. Right. So as a player, that would make me feel wonderful.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think they ready to rock.
Exactly, right. And I feel like that was the main difference when we went from Mike Nolan to Coach Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn was like, okay, just go out there and just trust your instincts, right? Just go out there and trust your instincts. But was he putting you in the proper spot? I feel like what Zim is going to do is I'm going to put you in the proper spot. And when I put you in the proper spot, don't think just react and use your God-given ability. But I think the main difference is when we scouted Maris out of Notre Dame, his IQ was off the freaking charts, y'all. Like, I mean,
that's why he said he wanted him.
Yeah, his IQ was like crazy. I know me and DMV and also Professor O talked about it. And weirdly, I never dropped the film session. I uploaded it, but never made it public, but whatever, right? But his IQ was like, he was in constant communication. In Notre Dame, they used their linebackers weirdly, like it was like a rotation, right? So I feel like when it comes to Maris, you have 2 brain trusts now. You have 2 brain trusts and you have 2 translators, with Eric Kendricks, and also you have Maris. And the one thing that Maris did do well in college is he could cover. He could cover. Now, is he as blow up, chaotic, downhill, revved up motor as Overshown? No, but I can 1,000% guarantee you that Maris is going to be at the right spot at the right time. And I know that, he was older and he retired, but that's the one thing I can say about LVE. I knew LVE was going to be in the right spot. Now, could he make up for it if he wasn't? That's a whole different conversation piece. But those types of players, especially at the linebacker position that has the IQ, it just translates. Salute to my guy, the Lunatic, for the super chat, $2 super chat. Appreciate you, my dog. Support Cowboys, new media, Dallas 24, Cleveland 20, DC 4L. Appreciate you, my guy, man. Appreciate it. Support new media because we here, man. We knew here, yeah. But I have high expectations for Maris. Now, the main question, I'll kick this over to you, DMV. The Cleveland Browns, they run a lot of 11 personnel. So do you think that we're going to run a lot of nickel, or I know the conversation was to be more in a 4-3 base, or do you think that Maris kind of goes in that equation as being your hybrid big nickel-ish? What is that? What do you think that's going to look like on Sunday?
I think I think that what Zim will do is get a feel for what it is. So I think you'll get that in the beginning, but also keep in mind that Overshown is a guy that can kind of fit that mold as well. So I think just because you see Maris in front of Overshown don't mean we won't see a lot of Overshown. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I think that what he talked about and what he's been preaching is really just matching lineups. Like I know that Cleveland also will go heavy on you as well.
But we ain't had big on big last year.
Right.
Yeah, now we will have big on big. We'll have big on big this year. So if they go a lot of 11 personnel, I expect to see us go nickel. You know what I'm saying? Right. I expect us to match whatever it is that they're doing.
Right. Yeah, be able to match personnel and have the flexibility. Now, when it comes to that, what does that look like with the safety rotation? I think that's what we're all trying to wait to see. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have Malik Hooker out there. You're going to have Donovan Wilson. Then, and then
I think this week.
You sounded a lot more confident in Malik Hooker's name than you did Donovan.
I like Dono, but it's just yeah.
You're gonna get more. Cool. You gonna get more Marquise Bell this week than just because of that groin injury. I think Wanya is going to definitely get groin. He nicked up, and I don't think they don't want to. Groins can get lingering.
Right.
That's not a word, but y'all know what I mean.
Right.
I think Marquise is going to get more run this week. I think Zim trusts their young safeties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I don't want to change it to something else, but Dono, I need him to look a little decent because he can still be a trade piece. But that's another story for another day.
Right. For the future stash. Now, salute to everybody in the chat, man. Keep the questions coming, man. We got thousands of people watching right now, man. And we got a name. So salute to Professor O. This is the one we talked about in the chat. Is what we going with, right? The three. Cover 3, man. We gonna do the show Cover 3. That's the name of the show. Now I think there's another sports show called Cover 3, but we don't care, man. So we the Cowboys. We gonna bully them boys up off the block. We gonna snatch their names. You know what I'm saying? We gonna run with it.
Y'all can talk anything else. But we got the Cowboys covered.
Yeah. Y'all got everything else covered, man. So salute to y'all, man. So everyone who was sending in they they name suggestions, man. But salute to Professor O. Cover 3. We heard that and was like, that's it. We're gonna roll with it. Now, let's talk about this hot topic button, man. Let's talk about this hot topic button. And I see DMV over there smirking. This running back room.
Back and laugh because I know what this was about.
This running back room, man. This running back room. I was just on the NFC East live show. Salute to everybody over there. Definitely check us out every Thursday. And everyone kept saying, I don't trust the Cowboys because y'all ain't got no running back. Y'all ain't got no running back. Y'all ain't got no. So that was what they were hanging on, that we have all Zeke. So what is your thoughts when it comes to this running back room, DMV? I know you played the position, you coached it up. What is your thoughts when you look at the stable of backs that the Cowboys currently have?
I like it with what we have. So I think we built up front to be able to push guys around, and Zeke is not somebody you want to be on the island with if you're a DB or safety. I'll just leave it at that. You might feel like he don't got the burst or anything like that, but I bet you them DBs don't want to come up and tackle him.
Right.
I bet you them linebackers don't want to tackle him by themselves. Rico, Rico can still hit you with a dead leg here and there, bend the zone back, and do all that type of stuff. So I think you can see Rico doing more of what Tony Pollard was doing next to Zeke. And then when Dalvin, you know what I'm saying, cracks the lineup when he does, I mean, I just think we got a lot of veteran leadership in that room where they can, if this offensive line blocks it up like we think they are, I mean, I think that it'll be.
I think Dalvin got a little more juice people know. I think Dalvin got a little bit more. I'm not saying he.
I think so too.
Josh Jacobs, and I ain't about to trip,
right.
But I think people gonna be surprised that at his like, oh, he still got a little bit of burst.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, he do.
Nah,
he
I
got
feel
more
you.
than enough. He has more than enough.
Yeah. Yeah, and see what people want out of their running backs. You wanted guys that we were going to draft, like young guys who can kind of turn their hips a little bit quicker and it might be a little bit faster. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't draft that. We don't have that. So we're going to lean on veteran leadership. And if we look at it, right, look at Kansas City. Look at Pacheco. All we're really asking our guys to do is what Pacheco does for the Chiefs. Pacheco don't do nothing really, really special except for energize his team.
Right.
But I love the way he runs though.
I
do too. I like the pitter patter of little feet, but he runs hard and he energizes them.
Yeah, he just go, man. He just stay on go, right? And I think, right, I think that's the problem, right? People, because I just did a fantasy football draft. Salute to Des Bryant, got to host his celebrity fantasy draft last night, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when it comes to Zeke, it's just like the Cowboys running backs. It's like it's just not sexy, right? It's not that sexy name, sexy that gets a lot of people excited. But I feel like we have guys that at the end of the day, I know Zeke's going to get the short yardage downs. I know he's going to move the chains. He's going to get in the end zone. He's going to be great in pass pro. He's going to be able to catch out the backfield, and he's going to get the extra yards. Now, he's going to break for 70-yard runs. No, you know what I'm saying? But not a lot of running backs do that. You know what I'm saying? So, overall, I feel like he's going to give us everything that we need in the running back, along with Rico, along with Deuce, along with Hunter, and also Dalvin Cook. Now, I finally got my Noel in Dallas, but it seems like I broke the damn college. You know what I'm saying? I broke the college football team. You know what I'm saying? I unraveled something by finally getting Dalvin Cook in Dallas, but don't sleep on these guys, right? Old, reliable. Focus not on the first word, y'all. Focus on the second word, reliable.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right, so my question is, out of all of these running backs that we named, if we get 1,600 yards, 12 touchdowns, is that a win?
It's 1,000%
Of course it's a win.
1,000% a win.
All right, then. So what are we talking about?
Right.
That's what we need out of that whole room. So it's going to be by committee.
Right.
We get 1,600 yards and 12 touchdowns out of all of them. That helps us become a way better team because we did not have that 12 TDs last year out of that room.
Exactly.
But I seen something earlier this week, y'all. On what was it? First Things First. And y'all know Nick Wright be showing up and actually speaking on our behalf sometimes. It'd be crazy.
Right.
He said, because they love to downplay us. He said, do y'all know that Tony Pollard averaged 59 yards a game last year?
Mm-hmm.
And he asked the panel, so you don't think that Dalvin Cook, and I'm not saying this in order, y'all, before somebody jumping in. This isn't the order. I don't set it down. Yeah. But Zeke, Dalvin Cook, Dowdle, and Deuce can't get 59 yards a game? Because he's like, I don't think that's that hard to replace. That's 15 yards a person. I know that's not how this works.
Right. Yeah.
But let's not act like that's some insurmountable amount of yards. It's almost like we didn't have it. We already see what we look like without a running game. And we got, 6-7 touchdowns last year from our running backs?
Right. Yeah.
We have to go up. That is hard to be worse than that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and especially with the way that our offensive line is constructed. I feel like Terrence Steele's going to be a lot better. I feel like Cooper Beebe's going to give you a lot more push than Tyler Biadasz. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the sex. That's the meat and potatoes of having Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, and Cooper Beebe. Like those three on that left side. No disrespect to Zach Barton. We know what Zach is. But those three, that first series, I just want to see it. I just want to see it. I want to see those kids go out there and blow this Browns defensive line off the ball.
I can't wait for the combo blocks.
And I promise y'all, this very first Twitter gonna hear from me, dog. Twitter gonna hear from me. Twitter gonna when Zeke burst through that line and get that 10-yard run and put his helmet down and run some Jeremiah O'Connell over. Y'all gonna hear from me.
I
Y'all
can't
gonna
wait
hear
for this. This is where everybody knows. I can't wait for the Zeke Dalvin Cook backfield.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Where it looks like Zeke might be running fullback, and you don't know. Because I'm sorry to tell y'all not gonna want to hear this from nobody else, but I'm gonna say it. If you give Zeke the ball on a handoff like you would give to Hunter Lipke, I got more faith in Zeke right now.
Right. Of
Sue
course.
me.
Right.
Sue me. Zeke is getting it done. So if you got Zeke in front of Dalvin and you got to pick your poison because you have to respect Zeke getting the ball with our receiver starting to click,
right.
It's going to be hard because Dallas is going to be a throw to open up the run team, not vice versa. You cannot just, as much as people think, you just crowd the box. No, you can't. You have to respect, because Dak will eventually pick you apart.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
That's what it's about, bro. It's not about being this patty cake. We're gonna throw the damn ball, yo.
Right. Yeah.
We're gonna throw the ball.
We're gonna throw it a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially after tomorrow, once we get that smiling Dak contract signed. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you're gonna have one of the highest paid quarterback and one of the highest paid wide receivers, and we're gonna run the ball 40 times. Oh no. Jerry Jones gonna air that thing out. You know what I'm saying? So overall,
look at this goofy smile, man. That's somebody that know they about to get some money. Why are you cheesing that hard?
We just need it with a contract, bro. We just need to see Dak with a contract. So it's like, no, we do not need Zeke to be 2016 Zeke, but he's going to be more than enough, y'all. He's going to be more than enough, and we're going to be covered.
I'll take 2022 Zeke.
Right, 2022 Zeke before he left. That's perfectly fine. Right, because here's
where 10 touchdowns, I'm losing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I 1,000% agree, man.
They have I'm sorry, Tuck.
No,
they have no goal line offense.
Zero.
Like, that's not even a normal. How we lead the league in scoring with no goal line running offense? Like, it just wasn't even thought about.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Everyone in the chat's like, the game is starting the game. What the hell is that got to do with us? You're in a Super Bowl chance, brother. What they got to do with us? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, maybe that's my bouginess of the Cowboys kind of coming out. Like, bro, like, I don't.
They're in your backyard.
Like, bro, they going for their third Super Bowl. We got bigger problems. You know what I'm saying?
I know you got invited out there too, Tuck, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't even go.
You didn't want to go. Tuck me getting mad. I'm inviting me to y'all stuff.
Yeah. No, I did to go.
I'm proud of watching y'all win.
But no, I mean, I did get it, but it's raining and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know you can look. But you can get in the media box.
No,
still be like, I'm inviting me down there.
I probably could, but it's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, I'm kind of cool, bro. So like, I'm chilling, man. I save all my NFL coverage for one team and one team only.
I know.
I can't split.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question about the Chiefs, though. Is it ironic that it seems like every year they pick from our team? Every year, it's somebody that they get from us.
Oh yeah, they watch
that's a sign of respect.
Well, we know Andy Reid wanted Peyton Hendershot in the draft. You know what I'm saying? But he chose to go to Dallas, and then
he gonna turn up too. It's gonna piss me off.
I feel like he is, man. I feel like he
probably gonna get in the end zone tonight.
Yeah, he gonna get Peyton Hendershot. You know what I'm saying? They just acquired from the Dallas Cowboys. I'm like, yeah, there we go. Because I love Peyton Hendershot.
Bro, a lot of teams respect our personnel. They respect Will McClay.
Yeah, they do.
I hate that we got Schoonmaker. I'm just gonna say that, bro, because I felt like the tandem was Hendershot and Ferg.
Why did they not? Who in that room really just didn't see Ferg? Because we saw it. Y'all didn't see Ferg emerging. Like, what was that about?
Ferg
and Hendershot together, bro. Like they were like a tandem.
That 1 year of Ferg and Hendershot was special. Like it was something that they wasn't seeing. But I know a lot of people say it's the blocking, but it's like if it was the blocking, then why were we trying to get Dalton Kincaid? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know what made you sit in the draft room and think that Schoon is what we're missing and over Hendershot. You know what I'm saying? And even with that, you still had John Stevens last year as well. So it's like I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
But that draft pick protected him. That's why he's still here. That's the only reason Schoonmaker's here.
It's the only reason.
Yeah,
if
he got 1 year left.
If Schoonmaker was a 6th round pick,
Schoonmaker out of this room should be cut, bro.
You should
keep it 100. He should have been cut.
Yeah. You could have stayed with what's his name, Sean McKeon. You know what I'm saying? Like
I liked him.
You know what I'm saying? He was.
I like him too.
He's reliable. That's why
I like him too.
Yeah. But before we go, I also want to talk about another position real quick, cornerback, right? So
yeah.
I know there's a lot of conversation about Kalen Carson. Do you think it's going to be Kalen Carson, or do you think it's going to be Israel Mukuamu that gets the nod on Sunday? How do you feel about that?
I think it's Carson.
Good question. I think it's Carson too.
I think it's Carson just because Cowboys always telling themselves. Mike McCarthy, everybody, when they start talking about who they're going to play, like they don't got a good poker face.
Right.
You know? But
I feel like Mike don't care. I feel like Mike don't care.
I just feel like that we're going to see more zone out of this team than we've seen in the longest time. And we hopefully will be pleasantly surprised. It's not going to be like, Kalen, you have to shut down Judy, show us. I think we'll mix it in. I just think we're going to see a defensive scheme for the first time in a long time, like y'all said, that'll match personnel, that'll make adjustments. You know, I'm not saying that Dan Quinn never made adjustments, but I will say in certain big moments, he seemed to freeze. You know, similar to Mike on the other side.
Right.
Somebody can't be freezing.
Right. Anyway. You can't freeze. You can't freeze. So, yeah, I think it's good, you know, with Kalen Carson, but it's a rookie, right? It's going to be rookie mistakes. So you got to be careful who you match him up, because you put him out there against that dude, Coop, it might be a soft
Yeah,
start,
I'm about to say, Coop going to cook his ass, bro. Coop going to cook him straight up.
Taking no shot recently? This going to scare you. I was like, yo, man, it's a lot of players and people. It's so much good, like, momentum for this whole Zimmer thing. And remember back, like, earlier in the year when we first got Zimmer, he's like, y'all looking at y'all next head coach. And I was like, shut up, Tuck. I'm telling you right now, man, he getting so much good publicity. Players is like, you hear Micah talking about him, everything like that. This thing don't work out. You know the Cowboys don't like to start completely over. They don't mess around and just go.
We're not doing that today. We're not about to, like, Rome about to, you know what I'm saying? No.
I knew Ted was going to get mad.
They gave him a lot over there too, bro. They gave him a lot.
They like him a lot.
I know, but let's pump the brakes. You know what I'm saying? Because Cowboys Nation will turn on Zimmer tomorrow if we go out there and get cooked. Our defense looks crazy. But the one thing I would say that I love the most about Coach Zimmer is now there's a relationship with Micah. Because at first it was like, well, I ain't talked to Micah. And I was like, bro, what are we doing? The very first thing that you should do when you got to Dallas before you even unpacked was talk to Micah Parsons. You know what I'm saying? But now that they're having breakfast and stuff together and hung out at camp, okay, I feel a lot better about the situation. It's going to be up for Coach Zim to go out there and show and prove, man. So
I got to ask y'all one thing before we dip, though.
Let's get it.
I want to take it because I want to end on a positive note, because I feel like y'all on my page, but I got to ask y'all without, like, trenches. The thing that's really gonna win this game. Seriously, do you think that Phillips and Joseph are gonna pay dividends? And do you think that Guyton and BB are gonna live up? I'm not talking about like they're the best linemen in the draft, but like they'll both look like, oh, BB is better than Biadasz, or he flashes like he is, or Guyton isn't Chaz Green. Because until we see it on Sunday, it's all still speculation. So what do y'all think with the trenches?
I think offensively we should be okay with the trenches. You know, and of course, like it's probably gonna be Tyler Guyton versus Myles Garrett. He is going to take his lumps. He's going to take his lumps, right? But overall, I think our offensive line should be okay. If not, then oh hell, break loose.
Oh hell!
I am concerned about the defensive interior, right? Because we got some guys in Phillips, Mozzie. Come on, bro. We need you. You know, Mozzie.
They're gonna start him too. He's gonna start.
Oh yeah. And here's the thing: they are going to test it, right? So they know the Cowboys got ran at the end of the season. That is the very first thing they're going to test, right? So it's going to be up to them to set the tone. Like, no, you are not running on us. I would love for them to give the ball to Ford, like the first 2 carries, and we just tackle for losses in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're on it.
That's going to be like a sack to me. If we get a tackle for loss, I'm going to feel like a sack.
Yeah. And they gave up and they gave up a lot of tackles for losses. You know what I'm saying?
You still get 7.
Yeah, they averaged 6. So they averaged like 6.2 tackles for losses last year per game. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you go out there and really just set the tone. That's what's going to be important for me. But defensive interior, I don't know, y'all. God bless them. You know what I'm saying? We got to just sit back and hope because
that's why I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Because we got older players, and I'm not expecting Phillips to play 20 snaps or Linval to play 20 snaps. But them 15 snaps that Mozzie out there, I'm gonna be like,
right. Yeah, oh yeah. We
58.
yeah, we cutting up all that film immediately, y'all. All that film
Yeah,
immediately, man.
facts.
So before I let y'all go, man, guess we're gonna put y'all on the spot. You know what I'm saying? With your little predictions. Prediction time. This is the fun time of the season, right? Because everybody want to know what you think, Tuck, and what you think DMV and think Rome's going to happen. So, Rome, I'm kick things over to you, my guy. What is the score for the game for the Dallas Cowboys versus the Cleveland Browns on Sunday?
I was thinking about this the other day. I think it'll be close. I'm going with 23-20. Cowboys. I think we win the game. It ain't got to be a complete game winner, but I do think that Aubrey's going to earn his keep. 3 field goals from Aubrey. I do think we'll get 2 touchdowns, 1 passing, 1 rushing. But I do think that it's going to be a field position type game. I just think that we'll probably get like a late touchdown and a late field goal to seal it. But I do think it's definitely going to be – it's not going to be as high flying as everybody would love it to be. Mm-hmm. We're going to go ahead and get that 23-20. I want to say 17 because I want to say we'll get a little bit away from them. But I'm going to allow for our defense still be figuring some things out too. So I'll say 23-20.
There you go. DMV?
I'm kind of like you, but I'm on the other side of that, and I think we'll be up late, 17-16. Some lucky stuff will happen. They'll have the ball. Deshaun probably like misses a read, but runs around or something, throws the ball up, pass interference, something, and they kick a field goal to win. So I'm gonna go Cleveland, 19-17. But I think we'll see strides, but ultimately they'll say they only scored 17 points. Is he worth 60 million and all that type of stuff? But I think we'll see strides in that game from our team, but we just aren't ready to win that type of game yet.
I respect it.
Yeah, man. You got gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? We don't do no Kool-Aid over here.
That's what we do. Like, we gotta keep it real.
So I feel like my biggest concern, right, is CeeDee Lamb, right? Is he going to be a pitch count? Now he came out and spoke today and said no, he felt like today he's ready to go. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I wake up in the morning, get on the treadmill.
You watch the game. Don't do that.
That's what I'm saying. So,
hey, dog, the Ravens. Whew.
They cold.
My bad.
They cold. We'll get to that.
Derrick Henry just scored a touchdown, bro. Derrick Henry look like a beast with these dudes. Remember, Derrick Henry's supposed to be washed too.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I should have took that Derrick Henry anytime. Oh, I think I did take that.
I'm about to get emotional. Don't do that, DMV.
Yeah.
I was starting to fill out a little conglomerate.
Yeah.
Now you got get re-mad.
Yeah. So before we get up out of here, I got the Cowboys winning 27-21. I think it's gonna be
Tuck, our offense lit.
I think our offense is lit.
I
think my player of the game is Brandon Cooks. I'm going with Brandon Cooks. I feel like he's gonna have a big game. And Jake Ferguson is about to put the world on notice. He has arrived, and Jay Tuck has him stashed so heavily on all my fantasy teams. So I think the Cowboys get this victory, man. So appreciate everyone for stopping by. We are going to do this show pretty much weekly or almost bi-weekly, depending on the schedule, but it's going to be frequent. So definitely stay tuned. For everyone who's seeing you for the first time, DMV, my guy, let everybody know where they can find you.
Y'all can find me at DMV Fanatic on YouTube. And I'm trying to build this Instagram up. So y'all follow me at The Real DMV Fanatic on Instagram.
Do it for the gram. My dog, Ron, where can they find you, bro?
Hey, Cowboys Fan Talk on YouTube. You can go to my Instagram, but it's dormant over there. Cowboys Fan Talk on Instagram. But Cowboys _Fan Talk on Twitter, where I act ignorant. And I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, likewise, everybody. You can find me, of course, JTuck151 at all social media platforms. Follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is going like crazy. So it's a bunch of new Cowboys fans who are getting acclimated to who I am, but it's going to take them a little time. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them kind of new, so I'm giving a little grace period still. Because like, who do you are? You need to watch some film, and it's like, hey, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? You knew, you knew. You'll get there, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you like Julius Woods? What makes you know that? I was like, bro, he had like 207. Anyway, follow me on Instagram. Twitter, everywhere, JTuck151. Keep everything the same. YouTube channel, CFO Sports. Comment, like, subscribe. We're growing. Also, you can find me on Roundtable Sports every Thursday as well. We did a sports betting show with my girl Steffi and also my guy Jake. So if y'all need to lock in your picks and get your money up, we're going to help y'all out over there. Then I have the NFC East Roundtable show. Also doing High Point Fantasy show with Des Bryant and so many other content creators, man. So we're just going to be working, keep grinding. And y'all know where to find us, so turn that notification bell so you do not miss out. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, Stay encouraged. In Cowboys Nation, prayers in the chat. Let's sign Dak tomorrow.
Thanks.
Peace.